All right, well, hello and welcome back as we are getting ready for the first game of the week, starting out week number 8, as it is going to be the Boston Peregrine Falcons up against the Daytona Coastline Control. You can see both teams colored in green there. Daytona 2 weeks ago, and Boston last week. Both now, though, sitting at 6-1 and both with one game left to go after this, of course, although it's a bit harder for Daytona as they play the third place 6-1 Illusion, while Boston play the seventh place 3-4 Apex. So a little bit different there, but this game is going to be what they think of first. As we move to our weekly schedule, this game definitely I think should be the best series of the week, at least matchup wise, but all of them will matter, especially for the playoff and play-in picture. As we then move over to our standings, where you can see 4 teams above the rest, with 3 in a tie for the top spot. Then it's Bedford, a game ahead of Loudoun and Denver. Then a 2-game jump down to Vancouver and Buffalo. And then KC alone at the bottom. Look at our clinches then. 4 of the 6 spots are filled, and roughly matching the standings, at least in the way that Madison are 4th, because the top 3 have all jumbled up since then. As we move down to our scenarios, and we'll go through them quickly, then we'll talk, because first of all, we have Bedford, who again are a game ahead, and so they clinch with if they win, or else they also clinch if Denver lose. Loudoun, kind of similar. They're tied with Denver, though, so they need them to lose, and then they also need to win. Dropping down to our play-in teams, then. Because of that, Denver can be eliminated if they lose and Loudoun win. Then to our bottom 2 teams, Vancouver and Buffalo, they get locked into the play-in more complicated scenarios. They both have lose game diff, which is kind of a catch-all, but yeah. Basically, if they lose, they're out. That's the easiest one. Otherwise, teams winning can eliminate them. Otherwise, there are certainly situations in which they can only get in through game diff. And so that one, I'm absolutely not writing it all out. It's basically just going to be look at it. If it becomes impossible, cool. That might be like an end of the week thing I call. Unless I have time to look at it in the middle of the week and whatever. Obviously, we'll get there. Those teams might look a little bit rough. They are so much better than Prism. And I say that Prism's graphics don't look that bad, but I kind of had no clue what to do with Prism. It was I spent so long looking at ties. It was not fun. As we then move on to our stats, you can see Boston and, well, Bacon and Aiden will be your key players, and the averages are in favor of Daytona at a 4-2 split, with shot percentage and demos going the other way. As far as the stat leaders, Bacon and Gamer both tied at 3 stats led, and shot percentage also tied between Bacon, Adam, and Pit Cop, with then the front half going to Bacon and the back half going to Gamer. I chose to go with Bacon because he looked really good last week, and so I thought, obviously, Gamer, I really thought to go with him because those back half stats, in some ways, the most impactful. But at the same time, Bacon just looked really good last week, so I think he's definitely a player to watch in another tough series here. And then for the other side, pretty split through the front half as goals go to Cozy and shot percentage goes to Garboys. Then that's not tied at all, in fact, as it's just Aiden leading in assists, and then saves and demos, of course, going to Aiden alongside shots. I was a little bit surprised by the averages being that one-sided to Daytona, but at the same time, not really, because if we're being honest, Daytona have had a more dominant and probably stronger overall season. It's just Boston who have had 2 really good games in the last few weeks, taking down Madison and then Incheon back to back. And so as they continue their run through the top 4, this of course will likely be the toughest out of those. Well, I mean, shouldn't say that. That's not right. That's not what I meant to say. But it's going to be another very difficult one. I think you would probably say Incheon might be more difficult, but this is at the very least a fairly similar or like comparable game because as by the way, I did fix that tie, if you noticed that changing. As Daytona have been very strong. Like, honestly, I'm not entirely sure which way to predict here. Because if anything, what you can say, Cozy and Aiden are gonna be the front two for Daytona, as always. And obviously, they have an insane amount of saves. But at the same time, it'll be interesting to see if they can either just kind of press and consume Boston, or if Boston can settle it into more of a neutral game state as we see them tend to do. Because especially if they don't have Pitt in, or if they have Adam in general, which, again, isn't necessarily a bad thing, because clearly it looked pretty good against Inchin as they took down 2 sub-games and then the main roster by the end. But just in general, Boston's main criticism has been speed and inability to take over the game. And so if Daytona can then take over the game themselves, it could get scary. But at the same time, if they are trying to, and then Boston are able to slow it down and get more comfortable in the midfield, it could go the other way. And so I think this is probably comparable to Hanoi Chicago, just a lot less severe. That I think Daytona should be the faster team, maybe the more threatening team, although also quite surprising. You can also see that Boston lead in shot percentage, which I think if you watched their games at all would not be what you would expect, but that's what you get. And so, if anything, that does show that Boston definitely can take advantage of their opportunities, and they certainly get a lot of them, shooting 8.8 times a game, over 100 shots on Bacon, although again, more to the other side. So, just in general, I have to predict Game 5 because I have zero clue where to go here. I'm going to predict with Boston. I'm going to pick the hot hand, but genuinely, I could see this being a sweep. I could see this going 4. I just have zero clue which way to go or which team will be stronger. But hey, we'll find out on the field as we load in game number 1. Boston in blue, Daytona in orange. These two teams, number 1 and number 2 in the Pixel League, tied atop the standings. Boston only pushed ahead because of their win over Inchin in a head-to-head that Daytona don't have. And so really not a lot separating them. If you want to look at the other metrics, it would probably go to Daytona. I would say plus 10 game diff for them. But, I mean, if anything, SOV, again, going down to Boston, likely mostly because of their wins over Madison and Inchin. But, again, you can say Daytona played an easier schedule in their front half, which is why they're playing these tough teams in their last 3. Meanwhile, Boston started playing those tough teams a little bit earlier, and they have etched those wins. So we'll see as this will be a difficult game for both of these teams. Of course, both already clinched into the top 6. Just looking for their seeding at this point. I'm sure everyone involved would like to secure a top 2 spot in order to play one of those play-in teams, but at the end of the day, got to get the wins to do so, especially when they're all playing each other. This one rolls up the corner. It's popped away towards Gamer. Gamer trying to knock it down. Might be on, but it's a little bit wide. Cozy blocks to the side. Bacon looking to recenter, but gets beat by the next touch. Pitt now beat as well. Early push here for Boston is a minute and a half in. No goals on the board just yet. Pitt now around the outside, looking to center it out. Cozy will get the block to the side. Bacon popping it around. Gamer in the air, but it's 50 down again. I think if, like, Boston at their best, we definitely do see them set up on offense. And that's in part where we then start to see the criticisms about they can't shoot. Because they have so much offensive setup, and yet nothing is finding the target. But at the same time, of course, Daytona leading between these two teams in saves, showing they are willing to take a more defensive setup. and are willing to sit back a little bit more. And so again, we'll see how that dynamic develops. If then Daytona are able to break out and actually get some chance for themselves, or if Boston eventually are able to break through, as we're about halfway through this game. And it has certainly been very much Boston favored, but nothing to show for it just yet. Cozy, though, able to beat one. Aiden fakes that one out. Pitcock left alone for a minute here. He'll go pretty even on that 50, but now Cozy jumps in again, and Gamer gets there first. Romeo now centering it out. Bacon will be uncontested. He'll bang it out off the left wall. Will try to jump for the follow. He'll get the touch. It's down off the back wall, but Romeo will block it out to the corner. This one rolled away again. Cozy down the sideline. Gamer will pop it in. Pitt not able to get a piece of that one as Romeo's flick flies out to Gamer, and Gamer gets the first goal on the board. Just like that, it is 1-0 Peregrine Falcons. It took about 3 minutes of pressure, but finally the control break. And so now the pressure is on Daytona, and it's gonna be more because Pitcock adds on. 2-0 Boston, get one more. The seal was broken, and they're looking pretty good off of it as Pitt calls off ones. Gamer now trying to bounce it forward. It's Romeo already up, but it's right at Pitt. Pitt trying to bang it forward. Aiden's already there. He'll get it over him. Bacon now doubling back. He'll get the clear down into the corner. Rolling down and around. Romeo trying to pop it up. Now Gamer playing it across. It'll go wide to the side. Pitt on it next. That one skips off Bacon, and it's wide. Bacon, though, chasing it across. He'll pinch it all the way up. His teammates don't have a whole lot of boost, and now they're all quite far forward. But the clear's a little bit slow from Daytona. That'll at least give them some time to recover, as Bacon's able to get another piece of that one. Romeo now over to the side. Cozy will turn. Gamer's there first, and he'll clear it all the way downfield. Approaching 1 minute left to go. Still a multi-goal lead holding for Boston. Definitely still plenty of time for Daytona, but they're going to want to break through soon, and that will be their opportunity. Exactly at 1 minute. As it's 50'd up in the air, Cozy floats it in. Bacon just too far out, not reading it right. It goes over him. And 60 seconds left to play. This is now a 1-goal game. Pitt catching it down again. Aiden dunked the other way. Pitt trying to find some space. He'll jump up for the early read. Gets one touch out, looking for the pass across. It's over everyone. But Bacon had too steep of an angle and couldn't get it on. Gamer, another one out off the back wall. Bacon up early, out off the corner. Gamer will try, but it's cleared way by him by Cozy. Pitt now bringing it down. He'll pop right back up, looking for the air dribble downfield. Gets over a couple. Only Aiden left, but this time Aiden's able to get the 50. Gamer up really early. Hits it down wide, and Cozy will pop it away. Making another one in. I mean, Boston getting a good push here, and they aren't really scoring off of it. But the most important part is that with 10 seconds left to go, thank you, Wico, is going to get it as this game ended. As there are 5 seconds ticking down, Boston weren't able to add on, but more importantly, they wasted the clock, and as it hits 0, and the ball finds, in fact, the net, it'll be a... Don't need to mute it yet. It'll be another goal added on for Boston that'll extend their final score up to 3-1. Another one on the stat sheet for Pitcock as well. And Boston are going to start this series playing from in front as they'll take the first game. And so we'll look to our shots here as it's 11-2. That sounds about right. Extremely Boston favored as they'll also get 2 extra goals to take that one down. And we're going to see a quick switch come through from Daytona. As, by the way, while we're in between games, I will also say, for Rye in the chat, obviously, Wico sent you a Discord link. That's kind of the main route you want to take. Obviously, since we're mid-season, you won't be able to join and become an active player. But if you join, then you can at least get involved, get in the community, get your name out there. You can still register to be a PFA, but PFAs will also only be able to be used this week and next, as we do load in for game number 2. Either way, the biggest thing, obviously we'll have an off season, we'll have next season. If you want to get involved, try to get your name out in the community and just kind of play some games, get active in the Discord, whatever. Might make you more likely to get noticed and picked up next season, as well as combines and everything else. As this one's dunked back over to the side, Bacon will try to center it out. Gamer diving in. I mean, as far as scheduled, yes, Louis. That's 30 seconds into this one. Daytona looking for the clear. It's dunked back across the midfield. Bacon now 50ing it down. Now up the right side again. Aiden trying to play it across. Gamer already there, but it's one forward by Cozy. Pitt now beat by Cozy. Gator or Garboys is there. As, of course, we do have him subbing in, replacing Romeo in this second game. That was a good save by Cozy. Could have been awkward. He didn't have a lot of momentum into it, but did enough to get it away. Now Aiden trying to clear it downfield. It'll be Pitt waiting under it. He'll bang it downfield. A 2-jump for Daytona, and they lose the 50 as Bacon takes a shot, but Aiden dives in and makes the play. Another one shot down, but another one saved away. It's been a lot of Boston shots early on in this one again, but Daytona have been there for the defense as well. As Cozy now flicks this one downfield, it's dunked back in. Pitt now trying to get it around the outside. This one popped high across and cleared away by Gamer. Now bouncing back down, it's played over to the right side. Gamer up into the corner, dropping down, rolling out, but Pitt can't quite read it. Now down around the corner, this one centered and in. Aiden gets the first lead of the series for Daytona as the Coastline Control get first blood in game number 2. It was a high pop around, and no one was able to get there for Boston. So despite their pressure early on in this game, they will not be the ones scoring first, and they will be needing to bounce back as Bacon just about gets a piece of that one. It now kind of forced to center it towards his own net, but it's cleared away then by the attacker to the other corner. Pitt waiting on this one. A low boost goes for a flick. That'll beat Bacon, who also dove. Gamer now also with a fake. Pitt, though, a strong 50 down to the corner, looking to pressure Cozy as well. But Cozy is going to pop it up, air dribble it away. Gamer there to pressure. He'll force it across. No one with boost to dive. So Garboy's pretty uncontested to clear that one away. Bacon sends it back in, but Cozy now a high clear downfield. Gamer will get up, but Aiden's already there for his touch. Aiden now off the sidewall. Pitt will look for another one away, and he'll get it back down towards the third line, although Bacon is up in order to get another clear. Gamer now ends up with a fake as he runs out of boost and can't reach it. Similar there for Bacon, but this time Daytona already, and it's Aiden. Pitt, though, with a great save. Boston will keep it out, and they'll keep it a 1-goal game. Looks like a fantastic shot by Daytona, but Boston stands strong on the defense and just barely managed to keep that one out, and so now with just under 2 minutes left to go, Boston still scoreless in this game, but only trailing by 1. There's a little bit of space on this ball. Cozy will get faked. It's only Aiden back, but Garboys is streaming in, and he'll take the next 50. Gamer now off the right side, looking to play it across, looking to drop it down, but it's 50'd out to the other side. Hit now, up off the back wall again. Cozy can't read it, but Gamer can't shoot it. Reed maybe a little bit off, just skims it wide. Won't be an opportunity in the end. And now 80 seconds left to go. Time's starting to get a little bit more of a factor here for the Peregrine Falcons. As again, they've had a decent amount of push, but it feels like they just aren't forcing it hard enough to get shots on target. And just too many things getting cleared or just mishit by Boston as this one drops down. Cozy trying to clear it downfield. Pitt's already there. A little bit of a missed touch there, but he'll recover himself. Now off the right side, Aiden high in the air. Bacon will jump, but he'll drop because Gamer's already there. Bacon now taking over. One touch up high, runs out of boost, has to let it go. Now Gamer off the back wall. Pitt trying to scream across. Gets a 50, it'll keep it forward, but again, not towards the net. 40 seconds left to go. Aiden trying to play it downfield. Pitt trying to bounce it across. Gamer will turn, but Cozy's up first. Bacon now up to the right side. He'll jump again. He'll get it down to the corner. Bouncing out, it's Bacon, but it's Aiden on the line. Pitt in there next. drops it right at Aiden. Aiden over 1, over 2. Time will start to run short as there are 15 seconds left to go, and it might just be another goal. Stop wide for the moment as Bacon tries to get it the other way. He'll look for a touch. He'll fake it down low. Pit off the corner. Last opportunity. It's high. Bacon doesn't get enough on it. That should have been a goal, but it will not be so as Daytona hold on. They get outshot 9-5 again, but one goal is enough. As we get ready now to look forward towards game number 3 with a completely even series. And I mean, just tough for Boston. Honestly, I think the main, and it's just kind of me looking for an issue, but kind of what I'm seeing. I think this is the better but still present issue of Boston's pace. That in that game, they get 9 shots, and yet none of them were all that threatening, and they had so many more that weren't registered because they just weren't towards the net. And in part, it's because they just aren't fast enough to get a strong shot. The defense has time to rotate themselves around and get back in play. Or they have time that Boston just end up having to dive and take a bad 50 or just get a bad touch. So I think that's in part, we just need to see Boston pace it up or at the very least make more out of their pressure instead of just hitting it corner to corner and maybe trying to drop a shot in. This one though cleared all the way down as again, that one not a terrible game for Boston though. They find themselves 1 goal in it. Likely, in fact, should have been tied by the end of that one. And so we'll see if they can level themselves back up, and that's a pretty good start. 45 seconds in, it's 1-0 Boston as Aiden gets awkward, does get a touch in the end, but it only pops it in. Gamer gets credit, and Boston have first blood for the second time in this series. The right side again. Aiden trying to follow it up, dropping down low on boost, but he does enough. The defense is way too patient as they both kind of just spectate him, and Aiden 50s it through both of them. 55 seconds into this game, and it's already 1-1, a goal apiece, but Bacon gets it back. 2-1, Boston lead again. Just a clean read and a clean shot there by Boston. On Bacon specifically, of course. And so that will give Boston another lead, but now they got to take advantage. They got to hold it, but just as I'm trying to say it, they've already failed. Cozy gets through them. Just pops it forward, catches it, and walks it in. Kellen, it's Romeo. He played in game 1. Every time Boston get a lead in this game, they just can't hold it. As Gamer tries to pop it forward, there's Bacon again. The offense is working. It's 3-2. Gamer pops it up. Bacon dunks it down with a redirect dead center. Aiden does get there, but can't get it out as it pings up off the bar and comes back down in. Now again, a lot of time. Boston gotta hold this lead, and ideally, score another, because I don't trust you with a 1-goal lead anymore. As Aiden tries to follow this one up, though, he'll get the clear away. Cozy's already up. Kind of an even shot the other way, but this time it's saved as Pitt's there, but he won't get much on it, and it'll roll wide. Now Pitt trying to drop down again. Aiden off the right wall. Cozy up towards the ceiling. He'll look to follow it, but a bit too awkward on the recovery. Gamer not quite able to get that boost. That's a good clear to the side by Garboys. He'll look to go again, but can't quite get there. Fortunately, Aiden's there to support, but now he'll get beat. Popped across, Bacon drops it in, but easy enough on the save. Garboys just takes his time, rolls it away. And now Cozy trying to play more of a control touch here. Pitt will just steal it away. Pitt, though, too slow to jump again, and Aiden will get there first. Gamer now trying to center it around. Cozy will clear it under him. Bacon will be there, bang off the back wall. Garboys pops it up. Bacon will look to go anyway. He'll 50 it over two, but it's wide of the net. Cozy, though, a little bit of panic there. I think he had more time, could have let it roll, but tried to bang it away, and it certainly could have got awkward as Pitt will get a clean double. A Bacon not reading it, not predicting it from his teammate, and that probably should have been a goal as Gamer pushed up too far. Aiden able to demo him, but can't get around it for a shot. Gamer tries to follow this one, but that one, unfortunately, for Bacon on that previous play, just a little bit of a case of, surely he doesn't hit that. Oh, he does. And if he had sat just a little bit further back, but we don't got to worry about that, because instead it's Cozy, and it's 3-3. Boston give up the lead again as Cozy slams it over Pitcop. And it's all tied up. 6 goals in total, split between each side. Just under 2 minutes left to go. Plenty of time for more because we have a shootout here in Urban Central. Okay, now dropping it down again. Bacon turns it. He shoots. Who else? Hat trick for Bacon. He is 3 for 7. And Boston lead for the 4th time in this game. Still a lot of time though. So it feels almost certain that Daytona will get it back. But hey, we'll see. As Garboys tries to knock this one down, it's kind of just into free space for Pitt. In the same way towards Aiden, but now Aiden back over to Pitt. Cozy trying to get it away. Bacon will dunk it back down. Aiden trying to play it. Bacon's there first. Gamer trying to dive across, but it's dunked away by Cozy. Now Aiden. Cozy lurking, but not able to go for a bump. Still it's out to Garboys, but it's Pitcop who comes up huge on the goal line. Not credited with a save, I don't believe, but able to just sweep that one away and keep his team in the lead, at least for now, as we have 1 minute left to go. And Boston still holding on to this 1 goal advantage, but Cozy another 50 down. Garboys won't miss. His first of the game, and it's all tied up again. Gamer's 50 just kills across the middle, and Pitcop only left to watch. He knows he can't get there, and he sees it slam over him. 50 seconds left to go now. This one's still all tied up. High in the air, Pitt's already there, but it'll float wide to the other corner. And we'll now look for a 50, but Garboys wins it in the end. Bacon will be there, but he'll have to win a 50. It'll go pretty much even, as now Bacon's up early, but can't quite get the read. Cozy's there. Garboys lurking across as well, could become a factor, but Pitt chooses to stay on the side he's on. Gets a pretty good flick downfield, plus another dunk. Cozy now a little bit awkward, has to wait under it. Gamer looking to pressure, gets a dunk on it back into the corner. Now up in the air, Cozy one touch out. Bacon will play it back in, and Gamer's there to catch. Gamer, air dribble down, but the 50 soars out off the right wall. It now won't get a piece of that one as Garboys pops it up in the air. Time running down. Gamer lurking, but the shot is wide. And for the first time this series, we head to overtime in game number 3. The next goal will mean match point, and it might end quickly. That one, though, is off the bar. Aiden was given the chance, but he pops it up high. Gamer, though, cheating forward again. This one will turn into an awkward read. He'll try to get it away, but Cozy's already there. He'll pop it up high in the air. Garboys off the back wall again. It will clear it out off the right side. Now centered out by Cozy. Bacon, low boost. Can't do enough, but the shot is high again. How many chances do Daytona need? Because apparently they don't have enough yet. There's a demo though. Shirley. Garboys pops it up. Looking for a double. Aiden's there. Boston keep it away again. Bacon now trying to pinch it downfield. Cozy letting it go. Dropping it down now. Even 50 with Bacon. Now Gamer getting up. Dunked by Garboys off the corner. Pitt trying to drop it down. Gamer a low shot. It's right at Cozy, and Cozy now has space. He'll pop it up. Going for the air dribble. Won't get the reset, and Bacon will dunk it away. Now cleared in towards Pitt. Pitt will have to go through a 50, and he loses it back. Cozy just goes for the corner steal, but now Pitt pops it downfield. He'll look to chase. Cozy will get it around him. Bacon now up in the air, but leaves it off to Cozy. Demo on the goal line. It'll be Gamer trying to keep the pressure on. That one too far for Pitt. Bacon has to leave it. Aiden into the corner again. Bacon around the outside. He'll follow it down, but now Garboys pops it back in. Pitt around the outside. Cozy is up. Even 50. Aiden tries to center. Bacon clears it away. Gamer now from the side. That's on. That's in. Boston are on match point. Daytona just about stole game 2. Boston just about steal game 3 as Daytona miss on a couple chances. And it's Gamer that gets the final goal. 5-4. An offensive bloodbath. And this time it's Daytona who outshoot them 13-7. But this time as well, it'll be Boston getting themselves back into the win column as we move quickly to game number 4. Even series, especially in the last 2 games, but only one team can come out ahead. For now, it's Boston with the advantage. But will they close it out, or will it take all 5 games? For now, the pressure is on Daytona to try to keep the series alive. Garboys, though, not going to connect on that one. Cozy able to get around Pitt. Gamer trying to move across. It'll be Aiden diving in, but he won't get a touch on it. Now Garboys left alone. No boost on Gamer. He'll get a pretty even 50 out of it still, as this could get awkward, but it's 2 demos and a good clear by Cozy, and that'll relieve a lot of the pressure. Still, though, Bacon trying to start something new. Dunk off the back wall. Cozy will get it by Pitt, and that'll force Gamer all the way back. Gamer now around the outside again. This one pass across. High in the air. Bacon gets it forward. Now Garboys off the left wall. Gamer trying to possess it, but it just gets away from him. Garboys another 50 down. Aiden diving, gets a dunk. Cozy slams it in. He'll read it, but he gets bumped and won't be able to get a shot off. 1 minute played, no goals on the board. Very back and forth. Definitely much more so than the first 2 games. But we'll see who can get that first goal on the board here. Because so far, First Blood has then been the team to win the game, even if it has been a tough going to get that win. As Gamer tries to pop it up, it'll be a pass out. Garboys though able to get a strong 50 on it. That'll send it all the way across. Now he'll look for a clear. Bacon trying to pop it up, a little bit awkward. He will turn it into a shot, but I think it was wide, and Cozy's able to get it away again. Now dunk back down, straight towards Pitt. He'll bang it straight forward. It'll roll down, but Aiden's there early. Now off the right side again. Bacon trying to bang it down. Cozy will get it cleared back the other way. Now down off the corner. Pitt won't get it. And Cozy gets the first goal of the game. It's First Blood to Boston. Pitt Cop tries to rush it. Won't get that touch. And so it goes right by him. And Cozy won't miss it. Pitt now trying to air dribble it away. It'll bounce down. Popped up in the air by Gamer. Now floating back again. This one off the right side. Pitt is there. Garboy clears right to Bacon, but Aiden was already waiting. Now Garboy's another dunk. Aiden will shoot, and Pitt just barely gets back for it. Garboy's looking for another pass back. It'll be Pitt already there. Gamer now sending it downfield. Pop off the right wall, dropping back down. Aiden waiting under it. Half the game left to go. Still just that one goal on the board. Pitt now a heavy touch the other way. Garboy's getting up, able to knock it down. Gamer trying to get in next. Now popped across. Cozy in the air. He'll get it by Bacon, who couldn't make the read. Gamer now forcing it around again. Doesn't have boost, and that one will get over him. Pitt, though, up high. Looking to pass it across, but not enough on the touch. Cleared away. Now to Cozy again for a shot. Bacon will catch it wide, but he's still low boost. That one gets by him. Garboy's across. Aiden dunked back in. Now Pitt off the right side again. This one centering, but Aiden's there to cut it off. Dropped across again. This one out off the corner. Pitt off the left wall. Off the backboard. Cleared by one, and there's a demo to make sure of it. Bacon's floater saved by Aiden. Bacon, though, trying to hold pressure, trying to center it again. He'll find it, but Cozy reads it. He pops it away, and Boston once again are pushed out. Aiden now up. He'll get it by Pitt, and he'll get over Bacon. Gamer just barely able to get that save as Bacon's up early, but won't get a touch. We'll call it a fake because it made Garboy's miss. Aiden now diving in. It'll fall to Pitt. He'll catch only Cozy back. 50 right into Gamer. That one a little bit heavy, though, and Garboy's able to bang it the other way. Bacon now forced to play patient. Aiden just going to send it down the sideline. 50 through one. Bump a second, and that should allow Cozy to get there to keep it in. Gamer, though, going to get it over Cozy and pop it by Garboys. Cozy turns in. Bacon beats him to it. Aiden playing it slow, and he has plenty of time as he'll clear it all the way downfield. It is 2-0 Daytona with 40 seconds left to go as it's game 2 all over again, but this time they get insurance. Still time for Boston, but it feels like it's surely too little too late. Or rather, just too late because they haven't done anything yet. Gamer won't be able to get much on that. It's Aiden downfield again. Final 20 seconds. Boston need a goal now. Pitt finds Bacon. Dunked into the corner. Can he actually get it center, though, as that one is popped up too high. Cozy gets it away. Time will run down. Daytona will not go down easy. They will not give up, and they force game number 5. They control the whole game. They just barely outshoot them 7-5, and they get those 2 extra goals to go with it. But everyone's ready. We don't want to hold them up. And so, as we move forward, game number 5, Champions Field. The only map that's right to decide this series. Boston have looked pretty good, but at times Daytona can just outlast them. The first goal will be huge, because still the first team to score has won every game, but we'll see who secures it as we load in game number 5, the one to decide our winner here tonight. Aiden gonna end up with some early control, going for the air dribble. This one dropping down, it's under Pitt. Bacon's so awkward, but he'll get it wide for now. Aiden now trying to pop it up in the air. Gamer hits it to the side. There's no one in net, but Pitt just barely gets back to cover it. Now a fake down, but Gamer also read the touch. Cozy now playing a double, won't get it, but Bacon will clear it by him. Garboy's left alone. He'll backflip, and it's Bacon to put his team on his back. And it's 1-0 Boston. Garboys put in a tough spot, unable to get up for it, and Bacon takes advantage. Still plenty of time left to go in this game, but it's starting out strong for the Peregrine Falcons. As Bacon will cut in, won't get a shot, but it might have worked out as a fake. Gamer, though, just going to get beat. Pitt forced to double back as well. He'll now go for a catch. Garboy's there on a 50, but Bacon will beat Aiden back to it. Bacon now on it again. Another 50 forward, looking for a bump. It's over a couple, but Aiden's able to save Gamer's shot. Pitt now trying to recenter it again, but that one will 50 all the way downfield. Gamer waiting back on it. He'll pop it down off the back wall. He'll read it himself. It's a pass, but not very easy to play. And Bacon will just have to keep it slow. Garboys now misses another play, but Pitt will get beat by Cozy as well. Gamer trying to dive. He will miss. Bacon alone in a 1v3. He will make the save. He will get the clear, and he will keep the lead alive. Bacon now trying to play it up the corner, centering it out. Garboys will dive in. See, his name reads Gator, and I want to be careful to not say Gamer when doing that. And so we stick with Garboys. This one's played away. It gets by Bacon. Cozy will bang it back in. Pitcop trying to 50 it out to the side, but Cozy's there to force. But a great 50 in the end by Gamer, as now Aiden unable to get it forward. But no one diving at all from Boston, playing so safe. Trying to make sure it doesn't get over them, but as a result, they might just kill their own chances at offense. As Pitt drops this one down, Gamer trying to follow it down the sideline. He'll pop up over one, but it should be pretty free for Aiden. Will make things a little bit more awkward as Bacon is able to win a challenge in. Pitt lands on the back wall, but doesn't get a touch on the ball. Gamer now, that one wide, and popped back out to the side by Aiden. Drop down now right on Pitt as Bacon was removed from the play. Cozy trying to bang it away. It was Gamer with an early pre-jump, but just wastes half his boost to do nothing. As now Bacon wins another 50. Boston doing well to keep the pressure on. But we haven't seen anything towards the goal, especially not anything threatening for quite a while, as that touch won't cut it. Pitt will save it for now. Aiden's there. It's panic for Boston, and it's Daytona to equalize. You can see Gamer just a bad pop-up, leaves the free shot. Bacon then trying to play it from the back wall, but Pitt just jumps up, takes it from him, and it just centers off the bar. Then there's no one left to defend. And so Daytona kind of gifted a goal. And so we're tied up here. Garboys now around the outside, won't get another play. Cozy trying to 50 it across. He'll stay with it as Aiden also jumps in. Double commit. Could they be punished? Up into the corner by Bacon. Center down. This time Garboys is ready for it. Now hit off the right side again. Gamer, pop downfield. Aiden off the left side. Aiden staying on it. This one off the backboard, doubled down, but it's rolled away again. Garboys now up in the air. This one dropped down, bump comes through, Pitt will get it downfield. Pitt now cutting it across, but it gets by harmless. Bacon trying to keep it in. He'll get another. Aiden so awkward, and Gamer scores. Boston lead again. The defense unable to respond, and Gamer dives in time. 1 minute left to go. This one could get scary as well, but no one confident enough to dive early. Pitt now up off the left side will be Aiden uncontested as Gamer unable to reach it. Might have been bumped on the play. Bacon, another one sent downfield. It's by Gamer, but it's right back to Bacon. But this time it rings off the post. Pitt misses entirely. Aiden trying to air dribble it down. Gamer will take it away. Now off the right side again. Demo there, but so is Cozy. Off the corner, a great read by Bacon. That touch could be rough, but Pitt's able to get there. Pitt trying to jump in. Bacon behind him. That one down at Gamer. Gamer makes it 3. 19 left to go. Boston double their lead again. For the first time this game, they are up by 2. And it's only 19 seconds left for Daytona. Aiden giving some free space here, trying to wait with it, but it's 50 feet away. Bacon now up high. He'll get the bum, dropping down. 3 weeks against the other teams in the top 4. 3 game 5s, but Boston win them all. They reign alone atop the Pixel League, 7-1. We'll see if Inch can join them, but they won't care as they control the number 1 seed. At least personally, I absolutely doubted this team, but they showed why that was a catastrophic error as they looked good. Again, a couple moments where you can see the pace kind of causing issues for them. That if they don't score that first goal, they struggle to force enough of a threat to actually get the goal back. But hey, they're aggressive enough and they're still strong enough on offense that a lot of the time they're just getting that first goal and they don't even have to think about playing from behind. As of course we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with Boston. As we were just talking about your 4th straight 5-game win, how's it feel to be 7-1?
Let's go! Sorry, I just needed to let that one out.
Yeah, what he said, but with added heart medication. It's crazy.
Bacon's
I
almost-
mean, but it does show, kind of like we talked about last week, what these playoffs are going to look like. That's 3 straight games against the other top teams in Pixel, all game 5s. Inchin and Madison went to game 5. I mean, these are Madison and Daytona went to game 5. So, I mean, these playoffs are about to be phenomenal if these 4 teams keep playing that way.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, just a couple weeks ago, after week 4, you guys were alone in 4th place, a game behind the top 3. How does it feel that you guys now control the number 1 seed?
That's crazy.
It feels absolutely amazing. I think everyone was kind of putting us down, especially after losing to Lynx. They are a great team, the Loudon Lynx, but I think showing up against Monarchs, Illusion, and Daytona really does solidify us that first place. So, you know what? We got Apex next week. We're not going to let our guard down and see if we can end the season 8-1.
I mean, looking at you guys can clinch number 1 if Inchin lose, by the way. So,
Really? No, because Inchin and Daytona play. Oh, because we just beat
they all
Daytona.
have 2.
You're so right.
Yeah, they all have
You're so
2
right.
losses, and you beat them all.
Even if
so they can't beat you
Wow.
on any ties.
Wow.
But I mean, either way, it's very possible it comes down to that last week. But I mean, focusing on this one, because as you said, another big win. Why do you think the games you lost look so different?
I think it was a matter of us giving Aiden and Cozy time versus not giving them time. They had a couple of points where the chemistry definitely showed, and it kept us on our back foot a bit more, and they were able to utilize their speed. But then when we started pushing the pressure, they faltered a bit on defense, weren't able to rely on their speed as much, and just start peppering shots.
And I remembered how much money Cozy lost me, and that motivated me.
Right, of course. Had to make up for it.
I knew we were going to win just because I beat Cozy in a best of 3 and 1s yesterday.
Okay.
Wasn't even close. So I was already winning the mental. That's why you saw in game 1 I said 1s. Just to get in his head a little bit. No, but Daytona are a great team. I wouldn't be surprised if we face them in playoffs. And you know what? I think we're going to take our positive momentum and I think keep showing up.
Absolutely.
Gotta keep proving to Doggo we're not slow.
Maybe. If Denver shows up next week, we'll see.
I think the last few weeks you've shown, at the very least, you kind of played a pace, maybe. But against the top teams, it works pretty well.
Yeah. Hey, we've got our own speed, and it works for us. Solid rotation. That's something that we've really worked on being able to play the pace we want and still rotate properly, getting people back. Which you can see from that series a couple of times they are absolute last millisecond saves
Yeah,
because we're pushed up quite far. And that's something that we definitely keep working on, but just enough to get the dub.
yeah.
And
Now,
I'm kind of glad you said that, Bacon. Sorry to cut you off,
no, you're
Doggo.
good. You're good.
But you mentioned earlier like what happened in those games we lost. I genuinely think the games we won, we were smothering them in their third. They couldn't leave their net. We were peppering shots, and I know some of the games they actually had more shots than those and still won. So I think that just goes to show that our defense is very strong, but our offense is really where we strive. And that midfield play, forcing teams to make bad decisions and kind of prevent them from having breakout plays is, I think, our strong suit.
Absolutely. Now, I was going to transition somewhere else, but of course, before that, I will just ask you did mention it, but next week you guys are up against Denver for your last match of the season. How do you look at that matchup?
What's the
I think
record?
They're currently 3-4. We'll see after this week, obviously.
yeah, Gavin is
I like
phenomenal.
Gavin.
Oh, that's a Gavin team. Got it.
He's very good. If his teammates show up and can complement that, it's going to be a series like any other. If not, I mean, it'll be 3 games and then we'll be talking to you again, Doggo.
I was
Fair
going to say,
enough.
we're going to take it to 5 again.
Like, I mean,
the Falcons.
We're gonna have
yeah,
5
it
is what it is. But like we've scrimmed Gavin. We've gotten to see Gavin a little bit firsthand. Literally last night when we thought we were having the game Sunday night. He's phenomenal. Very good player. So it got us ready for what we were going to see out of Cozy and Aiden. But now in turn we have to deal with Gavin. So
Fair enough. Now, before I ask the question I was going to ask, I'll also ask Kellens because obviously you guys have now played 90% of the league, including all of the top teams. So who do you think is your biggest threat into the playoffs? I feel like I can guess your answer.
I have my answer. Oh, I'll go first. I think it's going to be Madison.
Okay.
I think the chemistry's there and their offense, to me personally, is the most potent against our defense. Clearly Daytona can put up goals, no slight to them at all. But I think Monarchs can score from more facets than Daytona.
And Inchin don't count.
I think for
I
myself,
ain't worried about that team.
Okay.
I am leaning towards Illusion just because I didn't get a chance to play them.
That's
I
fair.
know we won. So again, I don't know what was going on. I think Smurfy probably let off the gas a little bit too much, especially by putting Bula back in the game. Sorry, Bula, love you. And I think that really was the reason we were able to come back in that series and lock in. So shout out Adam, great player. He's improved a lot and even just took a game against one of the best teams in the league. So I'm wondering how Inchin's going to bounce back and see what they're going to do. So that's the team I'm looking out for, and I am probably have the most question marks about.
Fair.
It's definitely Dayton. They're the ones.
We all disagree.
Name
that
all
was
of
the
'em.
highest stress
Hey,
level.
that means
of all the
respecting them
games.
all.
I mean,
Yeah.
it literally
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like the standings prove that. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the
Yeah.
divide. I love that we got to kind of play all 3 teams in a row, as stressful as it's been. We have 4 very strong teams who have shown that they could slip up to a lower team. So it's not only just playing each other, but then having to deal with that. If the semifinals aren't those 4 teams, I'll be a little surprised, but not completely. Everybody's susceptible.
Absolutely. And by the way, that is pretty close to the sentiment I was kind of predicting that you've said before, that it really just comes down to who's playing who at the time, because it really feels like any of them can beat any of them. Now, transitioning off that, next week, as we all mentioned, now we're going to have Daytona against Inchin. No longer for the team to be undefeated, but who do you think wins that one?
Daytona.
Yeah, Daytona.
See, I'm going to give it to Illusion. I think they're going to surprise some people. I think Daytona are a wonderful team, and they are very strong. But I just think Illusion has so many outs with Smurfy's improved a lot and JXL. Like, I think if JXL finds his speed, finds his like rotations, because I feel like at times he's kind of been pushed to do a little bit more than he's supposed to. I think Illusion might surprise some folks and take it over Daytona.
Pitcop, can
How
I
about
counter
that,
you?
Bacon?
What
I'll
what,
put
what
in
if
my channel
Illusion
points.
needs? What if they need 3 sub games next week?
Then I hope Daytona forfeit and Illusion miss out on playoffs.
That would be really funny.
At
It's
this
every
Like, I love
point,
season.
Bula.
I blame Smurfy. I don't care. I have no sympathy anymore for
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Man
it's
still
every
owes me
season with
$200.
him.
Didn't even reset the scheduling hub. I get it,
True.
man. You're working. You're a good man, but
Still hasn't messaged
I have
links
no
from what we
sympathy.
know.
He understands the rules. He's been managing long enough. I mean,
Yeah.
we only just finished our sub games last week, like so. I
And it
wouldn't
was
say we
while
were
beating
ahead of
him,
most teams.
so he
Yeah.
better lock in.
Yep. So what are you gonna do? How many more does he need? 3?
I think it's 3
I
if he
trust
doesn't
Bacon
get
to
any
know.
this week.
Yeah.
I assume he
updated
just
it.
gets them done this week. Like, don't even worry about who you're playing. You've
Okay,
already
but it's
clinched.
Murphy.
And listen to the next episode of the Back Post podcast to hear more about that topic specifically. So I'm being serious. Check it out because we talk about it. Special guest host from the Ancient Illusion. You'll find out when you listen.
Oh.
Away. All right.
So, Doggo, not to
Oh.
spin it your way, but what did you think of this series? Like, did you see anything kind of startling to you or anything that you thought was really good that you wanted to share?
Slow, Lamau,
mean,
gulp.
Honestly, my main takeaway that I was saying during the series is your guys' main strength, kind of like you said, is that you can just trap a team in their half. And I think kind of the main thing is, again, the team that scored first in every game won in this series. And so I think part of that, and what I was saying, is it does still kind of come down to the pace, that it isn't your problem anymore, but when they score first, you guys don't always have the pace to get the pressure to get the goal back. Because, I mean, I think both games they won were shutouts after they scored first.
I believe so, yeah, because we panicked the rest of the game to try and score.
Like you said, it's in
struggle
part
from behind.
It's in part they're getting space, and in part just you guys trap it in their half, but then they're able to play a little bit more patient, and so then the pace kind of shows. But I mean, obviously, it's not the biggest issue because you guys still scored first a lot of the time.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Doggo.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for casting.
Yeah. So, congratulations on your win again, and good luck next week.
Bye-bye.
All right, and that will do it for our first game of the day, and of the week, because we don't have any more games tonight. I mean, Kellen, it didn't show as much this series. You know? They, in general, kept a better pace and looked better. Again, like I said at the beginning of that interview, that could very much be a playing to pace thing. That they're a team that doesn't dominate. They're a team that tries to control. And so when a team is playing slower, then they don't outpace that team. They end up playing to that team's pace and trying to control the game from that perspective. And so that very much could be what it is. But if nothing else, as long as they aren't going to lose to those lower teams, it still means they can play well against the top teams once they need to. So, I mean, there you have it. Your final score here, Boston 3, Daytona 2. We were hoping for a banger, and we got it. But that does it for now. As we've said, a lot on the line still for our playoffs and for our play-ins. And that'll be determined through this week and quite possibly next week. So you want to make sure you're tuning back in. That does it for now. We'll see you later on in the week for more Week 8.